So it finally happened. I've traded Marley in for a bigger model. So I'm just cooling Marley down now. He did really well to begin with, but I think as it's got hotter, more flies have come out and he's just absolutely infuriated. So it was just really hard again to get his attention on me. As you saw, we did some work changing the rein and trap, and he was really good. Honestly, he's so mad, he's trying to run. we did some work, changed the rein in trot, and he was really good on the, I'm trying to think what rein I was on, left rein, so changing from left to right, but changing from right to left he was really struggling with. He was falling out in the turn, so I ended up just focusing on that turn on the right lane. Which, yeah, will need a bit more work on. So I'm going to just focus, I think he's just weaker on that rein, so he just falls through the turn. So yeah, we're going to just do some more work on that rein on the lunge and just carry on doing what we're doing. And just, yeah, just making sure he's more balanced. But other than that, it was not a horrific session. It was, you know, it's good. But yeah, I'm gonna try riding him in a fly mask next time, I think, because obviously his legs are covered, so it's not like they're landing on his legs. I did notice that he had some on his belly when I was grooming him, so I might actually have to look into getting a ride on fly rug as well to see if I can get his belly covered, because I have sprayed him, but obviously my spray lasts for all of 30 seconds, so he's very unhappy right now. I'll puff real quick and see if I can find these flies. No. There's nothing there. So. A bit warm, aren't you? There he is, bless him. Right, it's quite warm, so I'm just going to untack him, hose him off, and then feed him. But first, I need to tackle these. As lovely as it is having bandages on, they take forever to unroll, so I'm going to get started on that. Not help. When I unroll my bandages, I always make sure that I start rolling it back up while it's on the leg, just so I know which way I'm rolling it, because there's nothing worse than when you take a bandage off, you can't remember which way to roll it for it to be rolled correctly, and then when you come to use it, it's backwards. So I always just start rolling up a little bit, then I whip it off, and then I know that I've got a starting point for when I need to roll them back up again. Right, while Marley's eating, I'm gonna make a start on these bandages. You look ridiculous. Right, Marley's all suited and booted. Well, suited. Let's go. There he is. I'm just about to start some poo picking, but I have put his fly rug on today. It is still going to be really hot, so it's about 17 degrees now and it'll go up to 24. But obviously he was really upset with the flies earlier, and I just thought while I'm out here poo picking, he can have it on for a little bit just to give him some relief, and then when I go in, I'll take it off him. So he can have a little bit of fly free time. Right, I better get started because I'm starting a bit later today. Right, let me get that rug off him if he's going to be running around. I'm pretty much done poo picking, so yeah, let's go get that rug off him with him. Why is it always the one you don't want that's speeding ahead? Meanwhile, mine's trailing off to graze. What the? Marley! You come here. Happy Tuesday! So I'm just bringing Marley in. He's gonna have a bit of an easy morning because I'm not going to ride today. I wanted to lunge, but I don't think I have enough time now, so I'm just gonna wash his legs, wash his tail, give him his breakfast, and then pop him back out. Bit of a pamper day. Right, got my stuff ready to go. Got Poundman's Finest because, you know, I like a bit of coconut. I've got this little mitt thing which I absolutely love because it means I can really get in there with my hands and just really lather in the shampoo and give it a brush as well. So it's great. It's also reversible, so I use that side to groom. But these are great for brushing and like washing with. And I'm also going to put on his new fly mask today so I could take his old one home to wash. So that's everything I need. So let's get going. So as I mentioned, I'm a bit pushed for time, so I'm going to feed him while I'm doing his, like, washing his legs, because that was to stop him from being silly and walking around as well. just finished doing his hinds, and as you can see there's a huge difference. I wasn't sure if I'd have time to do his fronts, but I think I have got just enough time, so I'm gonna do his fronts as well. So here's a sneaky before and after shot. So I was really hoping you'd have a nice new fly mask, but as you can see by where the eye holes are, well, where the eye sections are, it's a little bit too small. Your head is too big. I mean, his little eyelashes are poking through the holes. So sadly, that's a no-go. Right, let's get you in your other one. Yeah, you can't do gates, can you? Oh boy. I will never ever ever tell Marley off walking slowly again, because this is slow. So I'm gonna just give him today off and just feed him, which means that we'll have to do something for the rest of the week, but he's had a few easy days to start off, so I think he'll be alright. And of course he's going to be turned out after this, so might as well do a bit more than usual if he's going to have a nice 7-month break, so I'm sure he'll be fine. Right, let me get in and get his feed made. So a little while ago I trimmed Marley's mane, and I obviously left his felt, and I obviously left his forelock, and it was like really hard to tell which was which, so I did that classic Welsh plait to separate his forelock and mane. I said every time I come up, the plait, wait, let me see, where have it gone, is in his forelock. So I'm pretty sure I actually cut his forelock with his mane. So I might be trimming the forelock so it's all kind of short, which I really don't want to do because I cannot trim forelocks. So stay tuned for the destruction of Marley's mane. Sorry, Papa. all done now, and it is so dark already. Where are you running to? Oh, he still thinks his bucket's there. You've eaten it, silly. Right, go on then. Yep, so we're just finishing up. And I cannot believe how dark it is. That was so quick. Right. And there he goes. So that's pretty much all he's going to do today. He's going to have a nice easy one, and I will reschedule that hack for tomorrow. So hopefully tomorrow we'll have a slightly more eventful video and we'll go back out to a nice grassy stretch. But for tonight I'm going home. I'm exhausted. Well, that's my horse, but that's not his fly mask. Who does that? Where did that come from? What's up? Yep, just come to get Marley. He is in a random fly mask, so I will ask what that's about when I get to the yard. It's nice, no complaints, but it's not yours. See what I did there? Just swapped hands. That's magic. So yesterday I didn't ride because I was in too much of a rush. I didn't want to get on and have to rush him, so I gave him yesterday off. Well, today I'm in just as much as a rush. Somehow I left work on time, but I'm still kind of rushing around. So we are, yeah. Well, today I am equally rushing because I've just planned, I want to do a lot today. Like not a lot. I want to do some groundwork and then go for a ride. Because a friend of mine from work showed me some like groundwork things I can do with him. So I want to try and get those done because I'm borrowing some of her equipment to do it. But I have a feeling that we're not going to be able to squeeze that in today. I'm going to ride first, then there's a time I'm going to do the groundwork after. So hopefully there'll be enough time to do it, but we'll see. But we are going to do something different. We're going to try riding in an exercise ride today because it's kind of cold. So we'll see how that goes. I might die, it's so windy. Of course, the day I'm in a rush is the day you'll actually die. And we're off. Made it. So it's Marley's first time in an exercise ride, wherever it is. There it is. And so far so good. I did a bit of desensitizing when I put it on, so I was just like flapping it because it is pretty windy today, so it was probably not the best day to put it on for the first time, but I mean, he's pretty chill, so I'm not entirely worried at all. I did want to wear it in the school first and just do a lap around the school before we came out, but someone had just gone in there when I got on, so yeah, we just braved it. But he's not been ridden yet this week, so he could be a little bit spicier than normal. I don't think he will be. He's not really one to get fresh if he's not worked, so I'm fairly hopeful in him, but we'll see how he goes. so far, still a very good boy. Hello everyone. Right, I better put this away because we're getting to the tricky part. We've just come up this very scary alleyway with this very scary plastic bag. But we did it, and now we can go home because you faced your fears. Good boy. Good lad. We're heading home after a very doggy, spooky baby hack. Yeah, everything's scary today. Everything. Things he's seen before, things he's not seen before, things that shouldn't be scary, things that should be scary. Everything actually. Except the rug. So yeah. Ooh. That's a good one. Yeah, he was just jogging everywhere. Had to ask him to wait many times. Yeah. He wasn't bad, he was good, and he took it all in his stride. I mean, there were a few things that I did ask him to go back and have a look at, like going up that alleyway, which he was good, and to be fair, he does it, but he will do it, and then he'll be like, right, let's go now, please. So yeah, he's a good boy because he's willing and he will do what I ask. It's just like confidence with him. He's just still quite unconfident. He doesn't really trust very easily, like I've said many times. So I mean, I'm getting that trust with him, where he is like doing what I ask of him, which is great, but he still needs to just believe in himself. So maybe when he comes back in, a lot of long reining to begin with, just to get him used to the area again. But all in all, he was really good. I look so humongous, come around so many layers. And we have a beautiful sunset. Sunset hat. Hey. Right, let's get him off and fed. Little man. And I think rug tonight because it's going to be a bit chilly. So as a horse owner, if there's anything I'm completely rubbish at, it's rugging. So I'm going to put a lightweight on tonight because it is getting colder at night. But honestly, I haven't got an idea when is the right time to put a rug on. I'm so bad at it. I'm really protective, so I'm going to be like, oh, it's a bit cold, I'll put a rug on him. I'm that owner, sadly. Yet with Pippin, I was the complete opposite. I was like, she's a fjord, she will be fine with nothing in minus 10 degrees. So yeah, he's having a rug on tonight just because he can lose condition, and he's in really poor condition waking, so I don't want him to shiver that off. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to just feed him his dinner. So yeah, that's what we're up to now. Ooh. Stop being rude now. It doesn't move. You can have it in a minute. Yeah, how are you? Just can't believe it's already time for rugs again. And it's the sun. So along with the cold, winter also brings the darkness. I mean guys, it's absolutely pitch black right now. We're heading out to the field and I literally can't see a thing. It's absolutely crazy. I mean, wow, Moon looks cute though. So it's a pretty chilly Saturday evening, guys. I'm absolutely freezing, but here I am once again because, you know, we got to do what we got to do. So every time I come to the yard, I think I really need to start bringing a head collar with me so I can go straight to the field. Well, yesterday I didn't remember to take one, but I forgot to put my rope halter away after our ride yesterday, so it's still in my bag, which means I've come straight to the field to come and grab a little man who's being real cool and coming over, if not really slowly. Come on! Probably because I've got all these bags on me and he's wondering what I've got for him. The one thing I didn't bring, though, is a lead rope for said halter. So I am going to literally bring him in with just this and pray to God that he doesn't go horrifically wrong. Hi, look at those ears. They are what's in the bag ears. That's not hi mum. That's, I hear you got a feed bowl in there. Is there feed in it? There is not. Right, let me grab the beast. We've got him. Hello. Right, got him. This is going to work. The one thing I didn't think about is how I'm going to get my lead rope when I get to the yard. Because, yeah, my lead rope's with all the head collars, which is on a pile, which is in the corner of the tie-up area. So someone's tied up there. Marley's going free range for a bit, but I think it'll be alright. There we go, that's better. He's very unsure about this old man on his little mobility scooter that we see every day, to be fair, Marley. You can't be scary still. Okay, nearly there. Right, I'm gonna do what I didn't do yesterday, so a bit of groundwork with him today, and then I'm gonna just ride him in the school. So I think we'll do like a really easy ride, just some walk, because we're gonna do quite a lot groundwork wise. So a friend of mine yesterday showed me some like groundwork things I could do with him and just gave me like a little quick tutorial, so I'm going to do those and then we're going to just pop on and have a little ride. Yeah, and that'll be all we do today. It's nearly time for your holly bobs, isn't it? This is very loose on him, I'm really sorry. What a mess today. There's no one here. We did it. We got away with it, Marley.
Missouri. Missouri.
Gave Marley's tail quite a good groom today because at the minute he is sadly suffering with some loose poos, so he poos through his tail quite a lot. So I just gave that a nice good groom just to get all of that out. His tail is so thick, I very rarely actually get through all of it, so despite how good it looks on top, there's actually still quite a few tangles right in the middle, and I think I've only actually got through the whole thing like twice since I've owned him because it's just so thick. Every time I think I've done it, there's another bit, isn't there? So I've just given Marley a quick groom, and as much as we all hate winter, the one good thing is that being rugged up means that he's not that dirty anymore. He stays nice and clean, and unless you've got a mud magician, he can get the mud underneath the rugs there's not really that much grooming to do, so a nice quick one just to do his legs and check his tail and everything. I'm going to just go and grab his tack now and just my longer lead rope because we're going to do some groundwork. I'm going to leave his tack by the arena. I'm going to take him in there now, just start on the groundwork first, and then I'll tack up in the arena and we'll get on. Just come down and caught Marley throwing a tantrum. What are you doing? He's adamant that he's getting fed and it's not even his. Silly me. So Marley's just been struggling a bit with his feed. I don't know if it's because there's just a lot in there or because the bucket's so deep. So I've got him a new bucket. So I'm going to just feed him with this one today and just give that a go. If it all fits in there. Let's see. Right, I've managed to get it all in and I've gone and bought myself some wooden spoons so I can give his feed a stir. So let's go give this to him now and hopefully he'll find it a little bit easier. I mean, one thing we know is that he's messier. Is any of it even in the bowl, Marley? Right, I'm going to just start putting my things away while he finishes off his dinner. Just come back to fine and cleaning up after himself, which is always handy. Well done. Yeah, now I've got to sleep. Thanks. Well, I definitely think Marley prefers that feed bowl, so we're going to keep using that from now on. He ate a lot faster, he wasn't as wary, he wasn't picking his head up as much as he was previously. So yeah, I think he just finds it easier because it's a bit wider and it's not all going up his nose, which is great. It is currently like pitch black outside, so I'm just gonna pop his rug on and then turn him back out. So I'm actually gonna end this video here because it's gonna be too dark to film anything out there. But I'm gonna come up tomorrow and we're gonna change his bit tomorrow and have a ride. So yeah, we're gonna see how that goes. And fingers crossed he's a lot better. Nothing too dramatic a change in the bit, just different sides, but I'll explain all that tomorrow. Morning everyone, so it's Sunday. I'm just heading out to get Marley. I don't think the yard's open yet, but I took my head collar home, so I'm gonna just grab him and then hopefully the yard will be open by the time I get there. I was gonna do some hiking today, but it's actually really windy and cold and horrible, so I might not because it's quite spooky, but I'll see how it goes. I'm gonna do loads of poo picking first, so hopefully the weather will cheer up a little bit beforehand, but I doubt it. I've just got to find him. Yeah. Yesterday's groundwork session, I didn't really close yesterday's video. Yesterday's groundwork session actually went quite well. I did some things, so when my friend was showing me, she was like, be careful of certain things because obviously if he's quite young he might not like them, he might panic, and those things I thought he'd panic at, he was actually really good with. So sadly I don't think I captured it on the video, but you teach them to get out of sticky situations basically by wrapping them in the rope, and they should learn to turn themselves around to unwrap it, which he did really well both times first time, so I was really happy with him there. But things like having the rope thrown over his back, he really didn't like. Desensitizing, again, really didn't like that. And I learned that he's quite headstrong when it comes to putting things over his head. So when I was trying to pass the rope over, I'll just hop the fence real quick. So when it came to things like passing the rope over his head, he really didn't like that. So I'm going to do some work with him there and just teach him that when I raise my hands up, he needs to lower his head. Or if I try to pass something over, he needs to lower his head. Because by throwing his head up, he's just making himself, what's the word? Because by throwing his head up, he's just putting himself in a more dangerous situation. So for example, if something was passing over his head and he threw his head up, he's only going to hit it. So it's also a good thing to teach them just to lower their head if anything ever looks like it's going to hit them, because just to get them out of danger. And I have absolutely no idea where he is. I love this field, but because of all the bushes, I never know which part of the field he's actually in. And he doesn't come to call yet, so I'm going to have to go hunting. I think I can see him. But yeah, today we're gonna do a little bit of schooling. So he's being a bit cheeky at the mountain block at the minute. Not naughty, he's just not being very patient. So when I walk round to get on the block, he walks with me. As soon as I get in, he walks away. So I think he just needs to learn to stand at the block. So we're probably going to do a lot of that today. A lot of getting on, getting off, getting on, getting off. And then we'll just do some walk trot work in the school. I did want to hack today, but it's really horrible and cold and windy. And I just don't really want to hack again. I'm trying to do like a variety of things, so I've already hacked this week. Hello, Georges. So yeah, so that's the plan for today. I'm also going to do my poo picking, so I'm going to take him in now and give him breakfast. Apparently I'm taking George too. So I've just left Marley on the yard having his breakfast, so I'm going to just make a start on my poo picking for today. Again, I've not done anything this week, so I need to do most of it today and tomorrow, so let's get a little head start on that. So sadly I didn't record anything in the school. I was going to just warm him up and then start recording, and then someone else came in, and I don't really like riding with other people, so I decided to leave. So we've just come for a walk down the lane, and he's been incredibly silly. He's being really fussy in his head, and he's going to keep doing it. And he's just generally being a bit of a prat. So he's put himself in a bush. He's almost fallen over. So yeah, it's been a bit silly. And now I'm thinking, maybe am I turning him away too soon? Does he need to do more work? Or is turning away what's best for him to let him settle? I don't know. So just one of those days where babies are being babies. I'm not sure what's best to do. So as I said, he was just a bit of a pillock, to be honest, today. Babiness aside, he was still a pillock for a 3-year-old. I mean, from the get-go, he was just really stupid today. So I went to mount. He stood perfectly fine. And I think I just pushed it because I was like, okay, we'll do a little bit of practice standing at the block. And he was already standing. And he just kept running into me, running circles. So I did some exercise. So I did some work where I got on the mounted block and then asked him to lead up and stand in front of me, which he did. But the second I moved, he'd then just like run. And I don't know. And it's always when I'm leading, if I'm on his right side, coming up to the block, he will run through me, which obviously is the side I have to be on. So it's just really frustrating. And some days And some days he's fine, and then some days he's just like he was today, and I really don't know what like triggers it. So that's one thing. I got on and he was okay. He was really forward, but I'm now thinking maybe I'm mistaking forwardness for tension, and he's actually really tense. And once I thought that, I was like, okay, let's work on getting him to relax. So I just did some work on a long rein, lots of walking before we trotted. And then he started settling down, but then of course someone else came in school, and I didn't really want to ride with someone else today, so I left, which is when I then went to take him down the road, and it was an absolute, like, it was chaos. Again, he was really forward / tense, walking down, he kept just trying to dive into the bushes. So I was trying to get him out of that. So I was trying to ask him to walk on the other side nearest the wall, not the bushes, and he was refusing. He dived into the bush. Literally, we were in a bramble bush. There was loads of long grass, so he got it kind of wrapped around his foot, so he almost tripped over and fell. Quite frankly, it was a nightmare today. But I guess it's just one of those days you have with youngsters. Because it's not all going to go to plan. It's just really disheartening with 3 days until I plan to turn him out, that he is just going a bit backwards, and now I'm just not sure if I should turn him out or if I should keep him in work for another month or so. Obviously winter's coming in, so I'll be able to do less and less riding anyway, so I really don't know what the best choice is right now. But I'm going to give him another green, some carrots, and turn him out. Lots of praise, because even though it was a not so good ride, he's still young, and I keep, obviously every time he's naughty I do think, well, that wasn't right, but it wasn't naughty, it was just wrong, if that makes sense. He's not being naughty, just to understand, so I can't really tell him off for things that he doesn't know are wrong at the minute. So it's just about correcting behaviours rather than telling him off for bad behaviour, which is what I'm really trying to do. Just going to go and give him a quick brush and give him some treats, and then I'm going to turn him out. So that's pretty much that's the end of my week, really. Not a great end to the week, but I'm really hoping that next week's better. I'm going to just speak to a few of my friends and see what they think. Also, it's my first time doing this on my own, and so yeah, not a great end to the week, but I don't feel completely horrible. Like, obviously he wasn't naughty, he was just a bit confused today, a bit tense, so only way's up, right? Got to be positive, got to look for silver linings. So yeah, the only way is up at this point. I think and he'll get there. He's only 3, he's definitely gonna make some improvements. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to the future, and like looking back in the future and thinking, God, he used to be so bad, I'm so glad he's developed, and just looking at how far we've come. So yeah, positive thinking. But yeah, thank you for watching, everyone, and goodbye.